Why are you breathing
Sorry,
so
I'm
heavily
breathing
into
so
it, dude?
He knew what he was too.
I know, I was just concentrating.
He's just fucking...
I just went for a swim and I had to hurry back.
Why?
Oh, because I knew Drinky was going to be here.
Well, you didn't have to hurry back like it was an
Oh,
inconvenience.
mate, hey, listen. Drinky, just have 1 second. Mate, listen. I'm going to say it one more time. Stop showing off in front of Drinky, righto, trying to tell me what to do. You just keep in your place, mate.
You used to be so independent and like we didn't need to help you. Now it's like you're getting to an age where you're starting to lose it.
I feel like I'm the mediator.
Yeah, can I just say something? I would say that the boss of Fox Sports,
Who's the
Rupert
boss?
Murdoch, would disagree totally.
I thought you were about to say that you were the boss of Fox Sports.
No, mate. Look at this. See, look at this, Drinky. You wear this coat.
You pull it off.
Describe to people what that is.
Well, it's a Scotch and soda jacket. It's awesome. Thank you, Peter McWhirter. And I actually I kept that on there. You know, kids keep the tag on hats, doing the same.
Yep.
But do you know why he's keeping the
Send it
tag
back.
on? Tell him why you're keeping the tag on. Go on.
No, because I want to get. Do you like
Yourself?
it? Do you like the jacket?
It suits you, yeah.
Sweet.
Do you want it?
It suits Matty better. I wouldn't fit me.
See, plenty of this
It wouldn't
means
fit
plenty
me.
of this.
Like,
Plenty of this means plenty of this, and plenty of this means plenty of this. That's it. That is a joke. It's a Will Ferrell joke.
I know.
It's a Will Ferrell joke.
I'm glad you clarified that.
I know.
I didn't know. So I was,
Yeah, it's
You
a
just
Will
saw
Ferrell.
your career flash before your eyes, didn't you?
And what a glorious career it was.
And what an excellent career you've had. And it's all coming to an end after this podcast.
Ah, yeah, that's all right.
Scott, thanks for coming over, Scott.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited? You haven't done many podcasts before, have you? How many have you done?
This would probably be my third.
Wow. Who was the first two?
Jeremy Lattimore was doing one with something sports, Sports Australia.
Yeah, it is very.
It was a late
forgettable.
call up. Me and Robert got a late call up and then I did just did a local one actually last 2 weeks ago on the Central Coast with just a fellow who's starting one there.
You've done the stepping stones. Here you are. Playing first grade. Number 130
Is this
for
the
you.
first grade of podcast right here?
Number 130 for you.
Yeah, we've
Day game, 3 p.m.
and we had someone present you with your jersey before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we come over. Larry Emder presented you with your jersey.
You look at that pit photo there? The one there, that was me getting my first Australian jersey. But you know all about that.
I did just hear all about that.
Yeah. Have you ever played? You've played for Australia, right?
Under 18s, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. 12 times I did. You ever played at Wembley? Yeah. I played twice.
Who presented your debut jersey, Dad? No, not Australia, like Knights. Did you do?
There was no jersey presentation.
There wasn't none of that back then.
No.
Who did yours, Drinky?
Munster.
Was Munster your one?
Money did one, yeah.
That's kind of not as special because like you're not that far in age.
Yeah, I guess, but it was still pretty cool. He didn't get to play. Billy probably would have done it, but he was away that weekend.
Yeah,
I got the late call up 8 hours before kickoff.
I can imagine, did Munster do a speech like, here we go. He said, Drinky, mate's champion, and made all the very best.
Yeah, I can't remember that too much. I was more nervous about what I was going to say.
Yeah, I can't remember who did mine. Because remember you were on. It was in COVID, and you were on Zoom. Remember you, Mum, and I don't think Jack was on it, but you and Mum were there on Zoom.
Yeah, we were on Zoom.
I think Bellyache did
Bellyache?
it. I think it was just Bellyache.
Yeah, I think it was.
Prodigal son, you were?
Yeah.
Were you like one of those Dales Hinchcliffs?
No way. Did you see me train?
I presented Jack's, didn't I? Did I ever present yours?
Yeah.
I had this big speech planned, and then said 3 words and started crying. Anyway,
my Rabbitohs one, I can't remember. That was a bit of a hard one to remember. It was COVID time, so it was very unique.
Yes, it was.
And then
Must have been special.
You did present my Newcastle one
Yeah.
in 2021.
Yeah, I heard your Newcastle presentation was forgettable.
I got very emotional.
Forgettable.
Well,
I had this amazing speech plan. I said 3 words and started crying and had to sit down.
Yeah. Well, I reckon everyone, given like who you are, right, Matty Johns, I imagine a lot of people would have expected you to have a great speech. Like there's actually a lot of pressure on you in those times to have a lot of an excellent speech. But
Yeah.
I reckon you would have been quite overwhelmed with emotion.
That Newcastle one, I'm pretty sure they had him ready to give this Churchillian speech for us to have this cracker game on Old Boys Day. We got beat 60 to like 30 or something like that. Some shit scoreline.
60 to 30.
Yeah, it was some shit like that.
Jeez, that's some try-scoring game.
I remember just looking, as I was sitting there amongst the team, about to get the call up, I looked to my left and Jake Clifford was there, just arrived at the club, and I was just looking going, my God, what a great pair of legs.
He does. No arse.
No ass, but
Great
yeah,
legs.
great pins.
He's
Great
got 0 arse.
Wears 2 belts.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it's good to see him go good the back.
Yeah, the back end of the year, he was
fantastic.
He was one of our best, to be honest.
Yeah,
And,
terrific bloke.
taking more opportunities too. Like he was getting the ball more confident in that. So
Is he like?
started playing well.
He's still there at the club next year?
Yeah, no, he signed one more year.
Fellow
Yeah.
Italian.
Fellow Italian.
Yeah, I don't know if he can play though. I think it's great. I think it's a great grandparent.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so because I think you'd assume he'd be played by now. I mean,
Yeah.
if along with you two, boy, you should be out there.
Yeah,
Well, it's a hot field in the halves for Italy.
Yeah.
Cooper got picked third, leaving them pulled out late, didn't you?
Well, I had to because I was out of a contract at the time. This was
Oh, yeah, I
that
remember
year
that.
of limbo, and I either risked going over and then my Manly deal falling through, and then I get hurt over in Italy, or I stay here, I grind, I keep working hard, I get my deal, and then look, I'm paying dividends now.
Yeah, sure.
You know, what a year I had there.
Regretful not doing it.
When I look back now, probably because it would have been a pretty cool trip. But then you know what happens then? Then your preseason start date's pushed back, and then you're
don't
off to a
want
bit
that.
of like unless I've been at a club for three years already, I'm comfortable. Then you can have the late
Never
start.
get comfortable.
No, never ever feel comfortable.
Never give
You
in.
should always never give in the gym. You should never stick to the same weight. You always want to be increasing, even if it's by 2 kilos.
2.5.
Just keep getting
What are
forward.
you benching these days?
I actually didn't bench most of the year. I had a few ACs and that. So dumbbells, I can get probably like 45s for
Oh, yeah.
3
Kilos?
or 4. Yeah.
What are you
Yeah,
doing,
Sean.
Dad?
About 55, I think. Walked into that one, Tricky.
Yeah. Hey, Drinks, can I bring up a story that Dad always tells?
Yes.
And I know
Yeah.
you hate it when he tells it because he had so much GST.
And there's
to it.
going to be something else that's going to be added onto it now.
The story of you being a toucan screamer
Yeah.
after 2 beers. The night that we went into the Ivy with a bit of a crew, and Dad always tells a story about him warning you not to drink too much, and then you coming home half an hour later because you weren't allowed in anywhere. Dad, do you want to tell it your version? I want to get Drinky's reaction, and maybe if you see there's any GST added, you can jump in, Drink.
Objection.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting there watching all you blokes just start to consume
What was
the
that beer we were drinking? It was one of your... Was that random?
Wingman.
Wingman.
Oh, Wingman.
Yeah, it
I
was
had about 100
Yeah.
cartons.
Yeah,
in
they
the-
delivered they delivered
coming.
heaps to you randomly for that year.
I used to drive around with them in the back, and I'd just turn up at building sites and just give them to tradies.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, are you Matthew Johnson?" I say, "Yeah, I see you blokes working so hard all the time, boys. I just thought I'd bring a few cards." And they'd be like, "Fuck, what a legend!"
Right, any pre that year, anytime you go to someone's for pre's, I'd always go, or like a birthday, oh here you go, and they were always like, oh right, because it wasn't a beer that everyone knew,
Nah.
so they were kind of like right, and they'd been sitting in the garage, so they were warm and they had like black dust all over it.
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Cockroaches got in there.
Anyway, back to the story.
Oh, so you blokes were all drinking, and I'm watching you, and I'm going, "Okay, what's going on?" And the loudest of the lot was Scott Drinkwater, and I said, "Maybe you should drink water." And boom, so I did.
Yeah,
and
that was his last
and I
name.
said, "Hey boys," I said all this. I said, "Hey boys, you got to be careful, mate. In Sydney, you turn up there to go to walk in somewhere. Honestly, if they're slurring a word or anything, they won't let you in. They're real pricks like that. You go, yeah, Matty, I'll be all sweet, and off you just go, and then you're the first bloke back. Can't believe it. They wouldn't let me in anywhere."
That part's a bit of a porky.
Yeah, I didn't get let in. They made me sit down and drink water. And my good mate Jarrett Boland, he sat with me for a bit. And you know when you don't get let in, you're like half. Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then I had to have a few orders, and then ended up getting in there, and then we ended up having a good time. And Jack, you two actually left early. He's left us out to dry, and then me and Bolo and Verrills and
Finney Heath.
Finney, we were at Macca's, and I was at the top of the Macca's just yelling at Finn to get his
for
burger.
Curtis Scott was with us as well. Remember?
Oh yeah, but yeah, then yeah. I did, I was-
Imagine being in a crew with Curtis Scott and you're the one who didn't get let in.
Let's not say his
You're the
name.
problem.
Let's not say his name too, but there was also another player there that might have spewed his guts up in a taxi on the way to. We were on the way
CC
to.
was it CC?
Where did they used to have those Halloween parties, Coop? Just on North Sydney.
Yeah, Green.
Green Roof.
No.
Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Yeah,
Greenwood.
yeah.
On the way there, and we get there, and he had spew all over his guts. Remember, now, his initials are CC.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay,
He rocked up.
Cooper Cronk can't help himself. Talking to toucan screamers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It was.
CC. What's the first name?
No.
You had the
That's too much info.
you had the Colorado with him, weren't you? And then you saw him there, and they were carrying on, and then you come back here, and then he turned up a bit later. Remember?
We'll keep it quiet, but he used to live with us briefly. Remember? How good your memory? Come on. Used to live with us.
He was a player.
Yeah. Used to live with us for maybe 3-4 weeks. played with Jack?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Jeez, mate. You are slow on the trigger.
Yeah. He was a sloppy drunk. Very sloppy.
It's funny though. He's not. He hasn't got a problem. No. Just made that advertise. Yeah, won't want that. Scott, the Central Coast. Growing up as a young boy, tell us about it because we're not far. We're from the Hunter region. I sort of feel like the Central Coast and that Hunter region will go in hand. Would you say the same thing?
Yeah, maybe not at Cessnock compared to Terrigal, but maybe the Manly Merriweather a bit same.
Well, where you grew up is we would say it's like if the Central Coast was a car dealership, Yamina would be like a Nissan Pulsar and Terrigal would be like a Rolls Royce, would you say?
Oh, probably, but maybe.
Mate, you
not these days.
Your minor is sensational.
It's so nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Flat too. Very flat.
Yeah, it is.
So nice.
We played there. Remember that we played like a trial game when I was at the Narrowena Hawks against the Yamina Bunnies, and we played out the front of like a juvenile jail, or like on some field in Yamina.
Which one?
Who would know? But they ended up being like, mate, 4 of their kids got suspended in like the first 10 minutes. They were just teeing off at anyone, like bashing everyone.
Oh, you're Brisbane Water, or was it Yamina Public School?
I don't know, but there was like a jail like right there. Like we could see barbed wire and there was...
that just would have been at Carryong, the juvenile centre at Carryong.
Oh, yeah,
right. Yeah.
Yep.
I actually played touch footy against them when I was in year 7, school touch footy. We rocked up there, we walked in, it was opens, and we versed them, and we had like they give the plastic bottles. We had to give the lids back because they can make little shivs out of them.
Yeah.
And then as we were playing, we were about to kick off, and one dude got moved to the maximum security that we're about to play.
No way.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
What did he do?
Scary times. I don't know.
What do you reckon they were in there for?
Ooh.
It was very
nice.
I remember we did the same thing. We played, and there was a couple of really big dudes, and there was one guy they were all terrified of. He was a little Vietnamese guy. Mate, they were terrified of him. No one here going, okay, I wonder what he's done.
Well, they're usually like the leaders of some sort of gang. You know what I mean?
What do they call them over there?
The triads.
Triads, yeah.
Lovely people.
They're very nice human beings. They're just getting in the wrong.
Misunderstood.
Correct.
Always stay on the good side of those people.
I always find it interesting, Scott, that young love, right, and particularly you're an excellent case of love, working out in the right direction. You've got a beautiful family now, but you and Osha, your partner, you've been together since what, year 9?
I was year 10. She was year 9.
Cradle snatcher.
Terrigal High School. Yeah. She actually messaged me first though. So
did she?
Yeah, she.
What did she say? How does that happen?
The funny, I reffed her little brother in football, and that's how she goes. You reffed my brother today.
Is that what she said?
And I was wearing a bright pink referee shirt, short black shorts, and long black socks.
What legs?
I must have been a good ref.
Yeah. And what? And how far after that message did it all start?
Kicked off pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah, probably a couple months into it, and then. Started dating, met the family.
So how long's it been now then? That's like nearly
11,
10,
I think
11 years.
Maybe 11 years, yeah.
It's a Terrigal way.
Yeah.
Hot and heavy, straight from the start.
2-year wedding anniversary on Tuesday.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Just moving on with life.
Yeah.
You're a real family man.
You two boys, clock's ticking.
I know. When I start to see my friends get married and have kids, it does start to make me think, maybe I should get going.
You're too selfish.
You reckon?
30 years, Trish and I.
When?
30 years.
This year?
July.
January.
January.
What'd you do for it?
No, it's coming up.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah, this January.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Italy?
Don't know. Might go take it down to Colorado, have a nice meal. Something like that.
Heard that's a good place.
Yeah, we'll go down later. I'll introduce you to some people.
Yeah. I'll ask you, blokes, what's it like to have long relationships? Imagine there's hard times, imagine there's good times. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in your relationship? Scott, I'll start with you.
The old cliche is honesty, but
sometimes.
Yeah, maybe the thing is that they're always right.
Spot on.
They're always right. And if they're not, just disagree.
Yeah.
Do you think is it the arguing thing? I always found that like
the little bickering. Yeah, just the bickering.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah,
stuff.
and like they think they can do this better than you and that and stuff.
So what you're saying is to the people, is it better to just roll over and just admit you're wrong all the time?
Not all the time. There's to be a time where you stand up for yourself, but you got to read the room.
Spot
Especially when you have 2 kids as well. Read the room even more there because they're tired, cranky. He'd read the room and just let it go. But sometimes you need to stand up for yourself.
Big time.
Daddy, what about you?
Can't be
I'm with him. Honesty, not too much though. To a degree. On honesty, I'd say 6 out of 10. You've got to have your own little secret.
Do you think white lies are okay? Little white lies, Scott? Like, is there anything that... Did you just blow your nose into a tissue? Oh, you've got snot all over. You have snot in your moustache.
It's not on the jacket, is it?
No, it's on your...
No, lucky you turned into that.
That is... Holy shit. Don't even edit that out. That was amazing. That's snot. Dad just blew his nose into a tissue, but then had snot all in his mustache.
It's not actually tissue. It's those like kitchen wipes.
Oh,
They do it because they sustain longer.
paper towel.
Yeah, paper towel.
Kitchen wipes.
Yeah.
Kitchen
The
wipes.
blue scrub out.
Anyway, boys, honesty. Not too much honesty. But I'm a drinky. One thing I have found is this, and I did a bit of reading on it, and it's factual, is that when you have an argument, right? Men's, let's say, anger peaks at about 1.5, 2 minutes, right? And you start to calm. Women's peaks at about 10 to 12 minutes, which is true. Because, when you have an argument and you go away and you think about it and you go, I'll go back. And they're still going that way, a million miles an hour. So for me and Trish have a blue, I just go, boom, and I actually leave the house. I'm gone for an hour, go down, have a coffee, come back.
That's a great point because I often find that, like, say if you and I fight or Jack and I fight, if we just don't talk to each other for an arvo and wake up the next morning, good as gold. Everyone's sweet. Everyone's forgotten about it. Everyone kind of has short-term anger. But if you do that with your partner or your mother or a woman in your life, it's you have to get on the front foot and solve it because the longer you leave them, the more they have time to think and the more they'll actually evolve it in their own head.
And then you'll be sitting on the couch and then they'll go, so... And just look at you and you go, oh, here we fucking go.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my God. Like the boys will back that. Trish's ability to rewrite history is just, she's like an Adonis at it. She is incredible. You can see her do something sometimes. And I'll say, you did that. And she'll go, no, I didn't. And I'll say, and I'll say, just don't worry, boys. Just honestly, just let it go. Just let it go. But 2 years coming up, drinking, that's good.
Yeah.
And how many? 2 kids?
Two girls.
Oh, awesome.
2.5 and 6 months, almost 7 months now. So
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
You just come back from Fiji too,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, good family holiday. Got the all-inclusive package.
Oh, did
and
you?
And the wife probably had 3 cocktails all up, so that was a waste of money.
Oh, really?
So that was good.
Yeah. So Trish rips in when we go there.
Yeah, but
she's an alcohol.
But yeah, it was fun. It was good. Met some good people over there.
Oh, mate, the Fijian people are second to none.
Yeah, the little one calls every Fijian bulla. Like, is that bulla? So now when we come back here, if she sees, people that
from Fiji
or not, is that bulla? Is that bulla? Is that bulla?
Oh, that's a bad habit.
Yeah, could be.
That's
no, it's not Tui. It's not Tui.
Yeah. Well, that's a
Dreambulla. She'll know that. Yeah.
Hope not.
You know what's funny? It is funny because if you're a Fijian in a rugby league side, I swear all of their nickname is Bulla. Because Tui, he was just Bulla, and he loved. I think he gave it to himself.
I think he did
because he just started saying, "Oh, Bulla," like I'm Bulla, but then even when I've played with other Fijians, the boys call them Bulla as well.
So Semi Valamo is probably the only one that we didn't call Bulla.
Really?
Yeah, called him Semi.
Wow. What was that?
Any teammates gave themselves nicknames? Gave himself a nickname? Adam McDougall gave himself Mad Dog. Yeah.
Well, the first one that comes to mind is, and I've spun this before, Christian Welch used to try to call himself the White Rhino.
White Rhino.
And then we used to call him the Dugong.
Yeah.
That was so good.
That was probably the best one he tried to.
He tried to just weasel
years and years.
And the best part about it was like, when he first started doing it, he'd say it in like general conversation. Like I remember I was sitting there one time. He was telling a story. He was like, "Yeah, I was back home with all my schoolmates and we're drinking from Villanova and we're having a beer. And then I was doing like a streak. I was naked streaking, and all the boys are going Rhino, and like just tried to throw it into a story. And I was like, I remember looking around. Everyone was like, "Did he just call himself Rhino?"
Because effectively, he's wrong because the term white rhino isn't related to the colour of the rhino. It's related to the size of the jaw. It actually was wide rhino, and then the honkies went there, and they used to get it mixed up, and they just said, bugger it, white rhino. So the white rhino, it actually should be, it's the
wide.
You've got a head full of shit.
Yeah, the width of the jaw.
I said this to someone last night because when I rang you, I was with my mate Harry Haywood and his partner Alex. We were talking. You come up in conversation, and she's met you once down at the Colliery, and she goes, "Your
Good
dad,
place, that? Is it?
great,
Yeah.
great place."
It's really good. We'll
And
go
we-
down later.
Yeah,
Try
and
to introduce some
she was
people.
going. Your dad was sitting next to me, and he said he was telling me just the most pointless history lessons. One on like the Algerian border, and then there was another story about Adidas and Puma, about the the Dassler
Eddie
brothers.
Dassler and Rudy Dassler.
How like they had a feud, and then one made Adidas, one made Puma.
Yeah.
But she goes, why does your dad know all this pointless information? And I said, Alex, it's like he has stored all this information for conversation, but it's like it's like on an iPhone, he's hit his maximum storage. So he's got all this stuff, and he'll just, whenever he has a new audience, he just unloads all this storage onto someone
New
else.
stuff can come in.
Yeah.
Because you know
good.
you do know the history of Adidas and Puma, don't you? No. So
Do you ask him if he wants to know as well?
do you want to know? It'll
Yeah.
take me 1 minute.
Yeah, I am a Puma ambassador, so I would
Oh
like
yeah.
to know. Yeah.
Well, this is interesting.
What's
Not
their
an
catch cry?
ambassador, sponsorship.
Do they have a catch cry? Do they have like Puma responsible or anything?
No.
They don't have like a slogan?
No.
We'll come up with
They
one.
wear nice
Probably
trousers,
the
Puma pants. No. So it starts. They were the Dassler brothers, right? And what they did, they invented back in the day. Track and field athletes would wear almost football boots, and they invented the Dassler, which was the running spike. And then right up, we're going to get it on the world stage. So they smuggled it to Jesse Owens in the Nazi Olympics, right? Gave it to him. Jesse Owens broke all the records. Right? Broke the world record, won all these legendary. Anyway, World War II breaks out. Anyway, they got conscripted to get into the German army. But what happened was Addy was a bit of a man around town, and he got himself out of national service and didn't go to war. And his brother Rudy went to war and was captured by the Allies and was a prisoner of war. Anyway, when he came out and returned to Stuttgart, he found out that Addy had a relationship with his girlfriend while he was in the prisoner of war camp. So he said, I'm going to dissolve the company, the Dassler company. I'm going to go across the river in Stuttgart, and I'm going to ruin the company, start my own brand. So Dassler become Addy Dass, and Rudy Dassler started Puma.
Puma. There you go.
Yeah.
In Algeria.
No, in Germany.
Where did you get Algeria from?
You mixed two stories. Stuttgart is in
Stuttgart.
Germany.
Yeah, my bad. I am actually quarter German. I should know that.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
are
yeah.
quarter
Yeah,
German.
got German. Granddad was from Würzburg.
You like Frankfurts?
I went to Frankfurt
Yeah.
like last year, actually.
You a fan of like
Würzburg.
bratwurst and things like that?
Yeah, I didn't mind the bratwurst. I went to Oktoberfest and the pork knuckle. They do a good pork knuckle.
Yeah.
How was Oktoberfest? I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, it was a great trip. It was my brother's bucks party. So
Get out, Josh.
Brad, the oldest, the accountant. lives in
Bradley,
London.
the accountant.
Great
But
place to go. Great.
it was-
Germany's
yeah.
great. They do have a reputation, the Germans. Anywho,
I don't know where we're now.
I literally just saw my career flash before my eyes. I went, this is going to bring the podcast unstuck.
but you know what's funny? But
4 ingredients in the beer. You don't get hungover over there.
Wait, what?
really,
Legally, they can only have 4 ingredients, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, right.
Hops,
Yes.
yeast, water, and probably sugar.
They say that the purest beer you buy at a bottle is Beck's. That's what I was told. My mate Brian Carney, when he came and goes, mate, buy Beck's, we won't get a hangover.
Yeah.
So we bought some. I woke up in the morning and went, fucking hell, mate. Fuck, I'm glad I haven't got a hangover.
It probably defeats the purpose if you have 100 of them.
Yeah.
You know?
100.
Hey, let's get to some of the Melbourne Storm stories because we played together down there. But first of all, I wanted to ask you, because you're the kind of player, Drinky, right, who is very attack focused. You know what I mean? I would like, similar to like a Reece Walsh, a Billy Slater, somebody who puts a lot of energy into attack, and sometimes that can come with errors.
Great to watch, by the way.
Excellent to watch, and that's what every rugby league team needs. But initially, you and Craig Bellamy's relationship, because he's someone who probably doesn't encourage that kind of football, very defensive mindset. How was that relationship early on?
It wasn't too bad. He, I think probably the first year, he kind of probably was a bit nice to me at times. And look, I did take a fair bit of risk, and the defensive side of it and all that stuff wasn't my main priority. So probably got frustrated a little bit with him.
You're going to get the ball back anyway.
Yeah,
don't you?
exactly. I remember when I first went down there, I had really bad hands. I couldn't catch the ball a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I just struggled with concentration maybe, or thinking about what's going on. And there was honestly, I reckon, a couple of weeks in a row there where I was getting abused every session for dropping the ball. And I was like, bloody hell, this guy's a lunatic.
Yeah.
Looking
you're
back
right.
at it now, we probably need to catch the ball a bit more. But
I remember some of the stuff you used to do at training because I used to watch the clips. I watched Training Back all the time.
Huddle.
I loved Huddle. I was a slut for Huddle. I loved it. I used to watch all the Training Back. And I would always I'd love watching you on Huddle all the time just because you were so attacked focused all the time. And geez, you had some sessions where you would put 7-8 tries on, but then you had some sessions where, the opposite. You didn't put 7 or 8 tries on. Inconsistent. Well, it's hard when you're thinking attack all the time. It's hard to execute. Like you can't execute 100%.
Yeah, that transition. It's hard.
Yeah. How did do you find bellyache helped you in terms of being selective of when you have that mindset?
Probably not down there. No, I still was probably a bit immature in that way. And I was probably, still not really thinking about what he was wanting me to do or the coaches or whatever. I was still just, doing my own thing in my own world. I think it was more when I got up to Townsville, Toddy Payton, ran it in a lot. And then obviously you get older, you understand more about what's needed. But, when I was down there, it was... all or nothing, really.
Well, it's kind of hard as well because you're underneath Billy Slater.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And Slatsy's the exact same.
Yeah, so he was the man because you'd do something at training, if it didn't pay off, didn't come off, he'd come back and he'd be like, throw it again, throw it. If you get that look, throw it again. But then on the other side, you got Will Chambers spraying you, going, you think I think Yash Taylor, Brad, doing all this and that, just spraying me. And then I got Billy doing this, Chambers spraying me. I'm like, I don't know. And then Billy's at the back like this.
Yeah, there's so many different mindsets.
Carrying
in one
the big
team.
stick.
Yeah, and then, Billy was the man for that. He just always be like, just go and do it.
I used to that surprised me so much, like his mindset when he could go. You know how when you're a young bloke, you make an error and kind of the next 10, 15 minutes, it's like you don't want to make an error, so your mindset completely shifts into just doing safe options. Where a bloke who's like Billy, who has all these highlights, but he had his errors as well. He'd do an error, and then 30 seconds later, do the exact same thing, but he'd execute it, and then everyone was like, geez, he's amazing like that.
Do you know the first year when I went to Melbourne in 2006, the first half of that year, Billy was horrendous. Is
that when he got dropped back to the Bears?
Got dropped back to the Bears. Yeah. I remember playing it.
He played Origin 05, did he? Or?
Yeah, in 2004 or 3,
that was the kick.
That chip. But that year, whatever happened, mate, I remember they got off to a bit of an inconsistent start. About halfway through the years, they caught fire, won the minor premiership, and made the grand final, got beaten. But in the middle of that year, Billy was all over the shop. And that was it. Remember one day, it's the only time I'd ever been in a box with bellyache. After that, I went, fucking never getting in there again. He was just blasting. And Billy kicked one of the players, Chris Hyington, I think, pig rooted him and kicked him. Yeah. And he got suspended. And bellyache just went, and I dropped him for a couple of weeks back in North Sydney.
And you know what's weird? I remember, I think Slatsy told us about that time because they got him up to speak about boys who potentially get dropped back and how you should go, attitude-wise about it. Apparently, when he went back to North Sydney, he played horrendous as well.
Even worse.
I think he even played worse than he had been in first grade, which is so a lot of people expect NRL players to go back to reserve grade and kill it, but sometimes it can actually be harder.
Yeah, because everyone expects you to do something.
Yeah.
But also the
quality of players,
the system around you
is different,
isn't as strong.
But adrenaline is so important. Adrenaline and nerves are the things that make you do amazing stuff. That's there was a great book by Mike Tyson that he was taught at Custom Artists. He says about how does the antelope survive with the lion? It's adrenaline. You have to be nervous. You have to fear to succeed.
There you go.
And that's it. When you go down to a lower grade, sometimes you don't think about it as much, and you're cruising, and you're going, I want to be back. And that doesn't serve itself right. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what grade. You got to have nerves and you got to have fear.
I'm nervous for today.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, me too. I reckon the best reserve grade game, I still tell people this, the best reserve grade game I've ever seen of any player was Scott Drinkwater. You remember this game I'm about to talk about? I think it was 2019. 2018, East Tigers versus North Devils. Yeah. It might have been Bishop Park, I believe they play at.
The bash up.
Mate, I tried to find... I was telling someone on the piss the other day and I was trying to find the highlights of it. I couldn't find it. If anyone can dig it up with their listening, 2018, East Tigers versus North Devils. I remember the next day you came in and you brought up the highlights as before we went into a team meeting, and I think it was me, you and Harry were watching your tries and try assists. I think you had a hat trick.
Yeah, I did.
And you scored off a kickoff.
The kickoff.
You scored off a kickoff. Mate, it was. I don't think I've ever seen someone have highlights like that.
I remember, they used to rate your game, and then the other coach would rate it.
Yeah, that's right. So
I was going in, and I was thinking, look, if that's not a 10, I don't know what is, because someone got a 10 a couple of weeks before, Anyway, so I think I put myself as an 8, as you do. And Marky Bretnell gave me a 9. And I don't know what got into me. I was like, I'm going to go talk to him about this. I think that's a 10. I don't know what got into me, but like I was so happy with it. We walked in and had a conversation. I can't remember if we got a 10 a couple weeks before or a 9. And I was like, and that was in NRL and I'm playing Q Cup and I'm comparing the pair. But I was like, going through all this stuff. And then in the end, Marky Bretnell just goes, yeah, you're right. And then just put a 10 on there and I walked off. I was at a 10.
Because that system used to be you go in, you give yourself a rating, and the coach will give you their rating. It was like basically, I suppose it was like accountability system, like to see where you rated yourself. And geez, it used to be brutal. Some boys would go in there sometimes and go, I think I played an 8. And then they'd come in and give them like a 5 or something. And it was intimidating.
And they'd like, because it'd be there all year, all the rounds. And one day I had one red, and hit like 6 or 7 greens. And they're pretty harsh and that. And then Bucky Petnell goes, Drinky, what do you think that was? He's like serious looking at me, like off me. And he's like, what do you think that was a 6? And I was like, it's just one of those days. I was like, it was just one of those days. And like that was my answer in the meeting. And then like he wanted more from me and I just kept going, no, honestly, I think it was just one of those days, Like, it's just one of those days, Marky. I don't know what more you want from me. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I found I find that a strange system. Not so much that one. I remember a few of the old boys, we went to Newcastle one day for a training. They'd played someone the day before. We went and they invited us, to watch a training session. And one of the players were there and they started by writing down a bit of paper. As far as physical exertion, how tough that game was, out of 10, right? Anyway, one of the players wrote 5, right? And the coach went up to him and said, oh, you wrote 5. And he goes, yeah, and he goes, but it's strange because I saw you walking a few times. And he goes, oh, yeah, I reckon it was more like an 8. He went, sweet, 8. I was just sitting going, how fucking ridiculous.
It is a weird system.
Going back to that game, my lunch to the game was 2 sausage rolls from the servo in the maxi cab on the way to the game. Got there, did that. The next week, I was like, I'm doing that again.
Yeah.
Felt like shit, played like shit. And I was like, well, that wasn't the reason why I played. I stuck with it for another week and then, canned that one.
Best game I ever played in reserve grade, I was on the drink night before the game. We were in Cessnock. We're playing Brisbane the next day. We had to get a flight up to Brisbane. Me and my mates, we used to go and drink in Cessnock so the club wouldn't find us. We were on the sauce till 3 o'clock, went back, a couple of hours sleep, had to go to Newcastle jet plane, boom. And we won, beat the Broncos in reserve grade, and I got man of the match. And I thought, I'm going to fucking do that next week again. Did it again. Worst game I've ever played.
Mate, I did the exact same thing. I remember best game I ever played in reserve grade, Sunny Coast versus Townsville Blackhawks 2019. 2 days before I was on the piss with Joey in Melbourne Crown Casino and JT because they'd been commentating the Storm game and I had to wait because I was 18th or 19th man and then fly up the next day. And I had a massive night, slept on Joey's hotel room floor, and then had to go straight to the airport to fly up to Townsville to play on the Saturday. Killed it, played outstanding. Even the coach came back, they said, mate, whatever you did in your preparation, keep it the same. And I went, sweet, I found my blueprint. I'll get on the piss 2 days before. Did it the next week. They took me off at halftime for that shit. It was horrible. It's not sustainable, but short term, I reckon it makes you play good because you feel guilty and you try harder.
For my debut, one of my first ever games against Manly, I actually was onto my 3rd beer on the hill and got the call. Yep. First game I played against Manly, I played the last 25 minutes and literally me and the boys, we played 21s and we just went over, put our civvies on. So we went over on the hill, onto my 3rd beer, got a call, Matthew Johns report to the dressing room. I thought, they've caught me drinking because weren't supposed to drink not until the first grade game's finished. When the first grade captain cracks a beer, everyone can, right? Something you go, I've been busted. Went over there and they said, mate, get gear on, we need to warm up. And I've gone, oh no, fucking hell.
But you only got to play one first go game at Melbourne.
Yeah, I think it was like the only game for Storm ever played.
Yeah, that's right. I remember because it was who was that against?
Penrith.
And then I remember you should have scored 2 tries and they took one off you and then you scored one off. Was it Kenny Bromwich? A little offload around the corner. What was that experience like?
That was a mad game, mad to play. When my first try was disallowed, I was filthy.
Was that off a kick or something?
Nah, just got actually just gooseyed around James Maloney and went
That's
through.
right. Yeah.
And they took it off me. And obviously, when you have a debut, everyone's got money for any time try scorer. So I was more like thinking, I've just cost all these boys money and that. So I was more like, you're kidding me. And then around that next play, and then it was meant to be like Riley Jacks pushing through. because I was like next layer, but I was like, nah, screw this. If he's running a drift line here, if he puts his nose through, I'm getting the try off Jaxie and just come zipping past him and got it. And then I couldn't even celebrate back because it was like 4 minutes left, and we were like, it was for the minor premiership, and that put us within 4. And I was just about to carry on, and Cam Smith runs up to me and just goes, "Paul." So then we all just jogged back, and no one got around me. I was like, "Oh, sweet, fair try." No one's even happy. Yeah.
So, Drinky, you're one of the best I've seen. Often, when people come around in sweep shapes, you see fullbacks or even playmakers rip around on sweep shapes. Oftentimes, they're either in a pass mode or in a run mode. You're very good coming around, almost like identifying your target defender, going at him. You're a massive run threat, but you can do the double cutout as well. Like, what do you think about when you're ripping around on those lines?
Yeah, obviously, depending on what team you're versing and how their system is, but you just, honestly, I'm just looking at more so the winger, see how tight he is, and always try and get my winger to like lead in the space at speed.
Yep.
I remember Billy was always talking about Brett Morris and how good he was. Like he caught the ball at full throttle.
Yep. Don't want to break your stride.
Yeah, so that's always what I'm kind of thinking about, the opportunity my winger has outside their winger. Yeah. And then obviously if they start to get a bit spaced out, nervous, then you run. But
do you ever preempt? Like if you sit there and you watch tape leading into the game and you notice that, they've got a system where, like if the centre makes a bad decision, then the winger jumps into the fire as well and follows him in. Do you watch tape and go, right, that's the first play I'm going to do?
I think, when I used to throw that long ball to Feldy, a lot of that was preempted, knowing that if I can burn the back row and get the half, everyone's going to defend their inside shoulders.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like a touch footy play almost, like 4 or 3. So it's kind of just, I know if they're all going to defend inside shoulders. But then on the other side, it was more, I was passing the Val because he just runs such a hard line.
Yeah.
And hard the tackle was more like that
Play
way.
to your strengths.
Yeah, that way I'm hitting the Val because he's running through 2 as a score.
Okay. Let's imagine for a second you got a really good defensive winger who defends to principles. Centre goes in, he's going to jam as well. But then you've got another bloke who's a bit of a wild card, and he makes a lot of bad decisions, but he's just sort of on his own instinct. Yeah.
Cherry Evans is probably the most upsetting defender I've ever had to play against. Like, you just don't know what he's doing. No one follows him, but it throws you off. It throws everyone else's timing off, and he's probably ran it in a little bit, I reckon.
Yeah, he used
to be everywhere.
2021 or something. Off. He'd do intercept. He'd go for like, because halves never go for intercepts. Like they never, and you never train. But he'll like read passes off front rowers and go and do intercepts, or he'll jam you when a half like shouldn't jam.
Yeah. A bit like Reece Walsh did. Where he bullshitted in the grand final with Ellie. You went bang and then jumped.
Selwyn Cobbo. Remember there was a year Selwyn Cobbo was the same where there was a stat. Every single time it was a 2-on-1 down his side, like he went for an intercept 100% of the time. And I remember Marky Brentnell pulled it up and he said, "Boys, whatever you do, if you get on a 2-on-1 with Selwyn Cobbo, don't pass it," because he showed every single clip that said he has done it 19 times, and 19 for 19 he's just gone for an intercept. Imagine as a coach you'd be off it, but I think 3 of the 19 he actually got the intercept.
Well, to be honest, like if it's a 2-on-1 in the NRL, like they should score. They're just drawing pass. So I'm all for going for the intercept.
You may as well.
Like no point just turning in and letting him pass it. Do something or try and fake him.
Yeah, I think like having a hard and fast rule where you go, mate, okay, this guy always goes outside in, and you go, mate, it confuses me. You're far better something to say to a winger, hey, listen, this is what we like to do. However, if you sense something, mate, you just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
I got to go down for, we're just talking about your debut year, 2018. At the end of that year, the boys made the grand final against the Roosters, and they ended up losing that game. That's not part of this story, but do you remember, because we were up in Sydney, that we came up early as the Renegades, and the role of us as the Renegades were Drinky was Teddy.
Yeah.
You had to mimic James Tedesco. Riley Jacks was Cooper Cronk. I was Luke Keary. So like on the opposite side, we train them as best we possibly can for how they're going to play. It didn't work because they got beat. But I remember during the week, they gave us an allowance, and I remember the first night, me and you went to a pub. We went to the casino, and I put it all on this horse, and it won. I was paying like $9, and I put the whole allowance on the horse. I think the allowance was like a few $100
it
too.
would have been.
I think it was about $500.
How many days were there for?
And cleaned up. We won. Anyway, flash forward to the because you're supposed to be on a drinking ban, and we can say this now because we're 7 years past the statute of limitations.
What's they going to do now?
Well, I don't know. But we got in. I ended up getting in trouble because the day before the day of the game, me and Drinky were in my hotel room raiding my minibar.
You guys are real winners.
And I remember when we got on the bus the next day, Frankie goes, "Oh mate, like the cleaners went through your room like that night, and they found that you drank all your minibar. Like we know that you drank before the game." And I was like, "Yeah, I did. I got a problem anyway." And I remember the boys. When the boys were running through the tunnel, because me and you were kind of pissed at this stage, we were screaming at them. We were going, "Come on, boys, give it to these Roosters." As they're coming out. I remember the boys after the game, like, mate, we were so maggot, man. Tricky. Just going, "Come on, boys, let's go." And then at halftime, that game was like, it was quite dominant.
Yeah,
like I think it was when Cooper Cronk did his shoulder. I think we were down like 16-0 at halftime.
Yeah, it was.
But it was like pretty dominant. We were sitting there like blind in the crowd. No one's yelling. And we're going, "Shit, this is melancholy." And then we went in the sheds after the game. And it was me, you, and Harry. We were like pumped. It was where the young guys. It was Slatsy's last ever game. Billy Slater's last game. So it was like, yes, it was sad, but what a career he's had. So we got on the speaker. And we sat on the speaker, and remember, we were blaring music, but all the boys actually liked it because it took their head off the game.
The mood.
The coaches and that didn't like it at the time. We didn't know this at the time, but they didn't. Frank was no fan of it, Frank Panisi. Anyway, we're going, "God." And I remember we were sitting there taking requests from Smithy and all the older boys. "What do you want? What do you want? Play it." Everyone was just started to switch the vibe in there. Boys going, "You know what? We lost, but Slatsy's last game." And then Frankie going, "Righto, boys, we're going to go back to the hotel. The family's waiting for us there. Let's go and enjoy a drink with their families." And then I remember me and Harry were quite pissed at this stage. We're going, "Frankie, one more song. Billy wants one more song. It's his last game." And Billy just kept requesting the same song. I still remember it was Castaway, Zach Brown Band. And he kept going, "Oh, Frankie, I want Castaway." So then, mate, we would have been there another 2 hours listening to Castaway on repeat. We finally get back. And I think Frank pulled me, you, and someone else as we got off the bus. He pulled us to the side. Yeah, and remember?
Not Curtis.
It was someone. It was another maybe. Young lad. And no, because I think Crofty was playing. Someone else who wasn't playing, and he pulled us aside and he said, "Hey boys, like I know you're having a good time and that, but just rein it in because I want you to know these boys in there, they're hurting. Yeah. They just lost a grand final." And we were sitting there going, "Oh, fuck," we started wigging out. And then we went back to the boys and said, "Oh, like," and the boys were going, "Oh, what's wrong with you guys?" And we go, "Oh, no, Frankie told us we get like pull our heads in a little bit because like he's off us because we've been enjoying ourselves after a loss." And they go, "Nah, fuck that, don't worry about it. Like you just have turned our mood around."
Oh, that's
And then remember I did the slug and had the massive scar.
Hang on, can you just repeat just repeat that in a way that. Like, elaborate on what you mean when you say
the slug's like the worm, but like you start on your knees and then put your face forward.
Oh,
back up, do that.
Yeah, carpet burn.
Got carpet burn down my face. I had like this massive scab like this down there. We had our presentation and I got these photos and I've just got this massive scab there.
Oh, that is the best.
It got infected. It was getting all over my pillow.
It was oozing.
Oh, it was gross. But the slug went off on the D4.
Yeah, people were actually loving it when you got around you. Because remember, the next morning, most of us basically went through straight to the bus, right? Maybe a couple hours of sleep or whatever. But the bus is picking up at like 7, 8 a.m. Like, anyway, we're sitting in there. Everyone's on the bus, wounded. Sunnies are on. And I remember me and Drinky are sitting next to each other and we're still like pretty blind. And we're just like, we're about to fly back to Melbourne to basically launch straight into Mad Monday. Everyone had their costumes ready. Like, it was going to be a big day. And Tom Eisenhuth, he was sitting right behind us and he was asleep, but he had his mouth completely open. He was asleep with like this mouth open, like a clown at the circus that goes around and you pop ping pong balls in.
I know that.
And Drinky looks back at him and he goes, "Film this." And I still got the video. Films back and he's got a beer and Drinky just pours a whole schooner into his mouth. And remember Iso, like most people would have woken up and spat it out. Iso, upon waking up, just goes, "Oh," and gulped it and just swallowed the whole beer and then just goes, "Oh," and he just could not get back to sleep since. It was like it hit him straight away. He got blind.
So you got that? You got the video?
I've got the video.
Jack, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it. We'll put it up there for the listeners and the viewers.
Another grand final story. It was 2017 when they won it, and Curtis played, so he won, and we were drinking and that, and then there was, I can't remember who it was. It might have been like one of the Bromwichers had vodka. He was making us do shots and that. Anyway, I go to the toilet. Curtis is in there. Anyway, Curtis walks out, goes back to the room, and Cooper Cronk walks in the toilet, and I'm like spewing in the toilet. And he goes, "Fuck me, Drinky, you've just spewed up all over the fucking the carpet." And I was that drunk. I went out there and picked it up.
Oh, no.
It's his vomit.
Oh, it was Curtis.
It was good.
Oh, no.
I thought it was mine. I was so I was so rattled from Coop spraying me that I thought it was mine. I'm barehanding his vomit.
Oh.
And then the next morning I find out it was Curtis.
What are you doing? What are you?
That's so cruel.
What is going to make you vomit?
Just thinking about it.
What?
Imagine
It's
if
not on my jacket.
you don't spew on your jacket.
I got tears. I was barehanded, man. I was so rattled. Oh, it rattled me a lot. And then Curtis told me it was his, and then I was like, holy fuck, what was I doing?
Gordy told a story about when they went away on.
Are you? Do you want a swig of your water? Just Dad, for the listeners who didn't know, Dad just nearly vomited all over
I
himself.
just laughed probably a minute on the mic.
It's up there with one of the biggest spews we've ever had. What's the biggest spew you've ever had? I remember when they went and had a Thai meal, had a bite. Oh,
Drinky's caught the laughing bug.
Oh,
Did you just? That water just went the wrong way.
yeah. Laughing just goes, Thai.
mate, I'm going to tell this story, but I've got to brace myself because I could, every time I...
Maybe I don't.
Oh, that's water, by the way. everyone.
When I
That
think of
was-
this story...
Don't tell it if you're going to vomit.
I want to hear it.
So I went to got some Thai up in North Sydney, and I've got it. You know, they get the Thai in the box. You know, the box takeaway. And I've gone. It was the chicken pad Thai or something like that. I've gone boom. I'm eating it.
Delicious.
Next minute, I've gone. Ugh, and it was something really chewy. And I looked, and it was a Band-Aid.
That is still awful. Is he taking the piss? What the hell? Have you heard that? You know that Dan Gorringe, AFL, Dane Does Footy
Yeah,
thing?
Dan Does
Have you
Footy.
heard his story about the protein shaker?
No. Oh, is this going to make him spew?
So they walk up the field and have a protein shake out of like a slushy machine or whatever, and the boys started as it tasted pretty funky.
Oh, no.
They opened the back up. There was maggots everywhere.
Maggots.
Everywhere. Maggots everywhere. Honestly, it takes him like 4 minutes to tell the story.
Oh.
He keeps going. Maggots. They're drinking maggots.
Oh,
That is. How does maggots get in there?
I like that.
oh.
That is all. That now, just for the listeners, you've been on a roller coaster the last 10 minutes of laughter and vomit. That is probably the greatest 10 minutes of listening that we might ever have in our life. That's amazing. Just want to acknowledge that.
Blowing my nose.
Oh, that is all time.
Spitting water.
I gotta take this back.
Oh, that Scotch and soda jacket will never
great
be the
jacket.
same. It is a
Shout
great.
out Poon McWhirter.
Thanks. Yeah, he'll great. I'm sure he'll like that. He's got covered in spew all over it. Hey, going to the Cowboys, because the next year, to let people know, we had Hughesy on previously, and he told the story about how he went from basically third string to first string due to injury. Because that year, 2019, after Billy Slater retired, you were the first string. Like, you did every rep. You were going to be there round one. You were training outstanding. You come back as fit as you ever had. And Hughesy come back basically a slob after being...
rat's ass.
He went as 18th man to the Kiwis camp and come back, one of the biggest slobs I've ever seen. He ran like the worst yo-yo ever. Then you do your pec in a trial and you lose. You're out for 8 weeks and you basically go from first straight to third string behind Paps and Hughesy. I imagine that would have been pretty tough for you.
Yeah, that was like probably the worst period I've had in maybe my rugby league, other than like losing a lot of games in a row. Personally, that was tough. And yeah, I remember when I did it, I come off and I was so like, I've never done like a major injury. So I was thinking I'd done nothing. And then Jonesy's like pretty much telling me,
Jonesy.
Jonesy lad. He's pretty much telling me that I've done it. I'm still like, nah, I haven't done it. Go back to the room. No painkillers either. They took no painkillers. So like I'm laying there with a torn pec in agony. All the boys have gone out in Mackay and I'm depressed. But that was a tough period. That was I couldn't watch round one. The boys played Broncos, I think. I couldn't watch it because I just had one game, had like a taste of it. And I just like loved it. I just wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
And then, seeing Paps Hughesy kill it, and then Paps come off the bench and he was killing it.
Yeah, he started.
He was taking hit-ups and scoring 80-metre tries.
That one. He come off the bench as a lock and was scoring 100-metre tries.
So after a few weeks sitting there, you kind of come to the realisation that probably my Melbourne Storm days are over. So that was a little bit tough because I love being down there and that. But, in the long, obviously, they went on to win a premiership and all this.
I think it was good for you too. I think the change was good for you too because, like, looking back, not that you wouldn't have, like Melbourne wouldn't have brought the best out of you as well, but I think that Cowboys style of footy has really suited you as well.
Yeah, we play pretty expensive and we try and move the ball and so that it was pretty good up there when we've
that year because you went mid-year to the Cowboys after obviously when you come back from your pack, and it was obviously the conversation with you and Frank Panisi and Belly, they were good enough to let you go given the circumstances that it's probably pretty rare that a bloke goes from first string to third and they have two quality fullbacks. Were any other clubs knocking on the door apart from Cowboys that year?
Nah, not really. I think it was more just just them. Maybe one other. I'm not going to mention them, but I'm not going to mention them.
Just do the mascot. Do the mascot.
No, I'm just going to. I won't mention it.
Can you give us the state?
Do the state.
Yeah, the state.
Like New South Wales.
Yeah,
because I could have moved closer to home.
So it was a New South Wales team. Oh, how close to home?
Yeah, not that close.
What is?
What's that?
Give me a carrot.
Oh, a horse? Oh no, a rabbit.
Rabbit.
No.
Okay,
I'm not
what this?
I'm not going to
Snake. Eel.
But I guess probably moving up there. Probably also good for me too, not being close to home still as a young kid, and ever since being up there, I've enjoyed
Dragon.
Stop guessing.
it.
Stop interrupting your story.
Sorry.
Come on. Sorry, Scott.
Tigers.
But when I remember flying into Townsville, I've only been there to play, and it was bone dry. And I was on the window. I was like, what the fuck have I got myself into up here? Like, what am I doing? I've just left like the Melbourne City, so much happening, 21-year-old kid, and I was like, what am I doing up here? But probably half an hour of going down to the Strand and seeing all that, I was like, oh no, this is way better than I enjoyed Melbourne.
Great city.
Yeah, I like it.
Melbourne's a lot of fun. The weather's not awesome, but the city's great, and the squad and the camaraderie down there, it's second to none.
Yeah.
Like, we had such a good crew down there.
We had a good young crew.
We had a great young crew. Obviously, Harry and I were there. You were living with Brandon Smith, Brodie Croft, and Curtis Scott in one house. Which
one's the odd one out there? Where's poor Crofty?
He moved out, and he still paid rent with us. He moved out with his missus, mate. We were too much for him, so he moved out, paid rent there, lived with his missus, who now is his wife. Paid rent there, like he just couldn't handle us anymore.
Yeah, happened here.
And then Nico moved in with us. For a bit.
And I don't, mate. You probably would have been too much for Nico by the end.
Happened when Crofty came and stayed at our house, and he was there for. Frank sent him down for a few days, or sent him up for a few days, and we're sitting on the couch, Trish and I, and I'll just ignore that one, and we're sitting there watching. Anyway, I put Once Warriors on. And we go, mate, gotta watch this movie. It's pretty heavy, though. And then me and Trish started having a bit of an argument about something. Next minute, Crofty goes. And Trish goes, where's he gone? I said, I don't know. He's probably just up there getting changed. Crofty, you there? He went up and put himself to bed. He just removed himself from the situation.
It must have been bad.
It must have been bad.
Oh, he's a good man.
Great dude. I was actually his best man at his wedding. I was his best man.
How's he going?
He's going good.
Is it Leeds, isn't he?
Yeah, Leeds. Yep. He's going good over there. He signed a big deal at Salford and then got the transfer to sell him. But
it had a lot of unfair criticism coming after Cooper Matty. He had to fill big shoes, but geez, he was a good bloke, Crofty.
Great legend.
Such a good
such
man.
a stiff, but
he
he was the type of guy you'd go to I know when I'm going to the movies with him. I like treats. But I would buy one less packet than what I needed.
Yeah.
Of
lollies
or something. So I'd buy like one less because I know he'd sit there, he'd have like eight little Maltesers and then go,
that's enough.
Do you want them?
Yeah.
That was his go. And he'd have like, when you open a block, 2 squares. I've had the taste. I'm all good.
Self-discipline.
And I look at him like, oh, he was the best. He was like, honestly one of the best I've seen as like an 80-year-old kid to be that professional.
Remember when you walk into his bedroom and he just had like just messaging everywhere?
Yes.
Remember just like believe or like just different like messaging of like or his routine. And then remember Brandon one time snuck into his room, Brandon Smith, and he built a fake Cooper Cronk shrine.
Yeah. With candles around it and said, don't be Cooper 2.0, be Brodie Crofty 1, the next 1.0 or something. We stitched him up.
I was interested. It'd be an interesting reality show. You had two rooms. In one room, you put Cooper Cronk and Brodie Croft. In the other room, Cameron Munster and Curtis Scott. To go right up. What would happen for a week? In the room.
Yeah, because it was and I remember we had because your house, that house you had that it ended up being sort of the source for a lot of our parties and whatnot. I remember Crofty's 21st we had at that house. Which
a few holes on the walls.
Typical, like similar to like how Jack destroys a lot of stuff in this house. That party put a lot of holes.
Trisha's glory.
There was a lot of. We'll just ignore that. There was a lot of fighting going on.
There was
at Crofty's 20.
Really?
Two big alphas.
Two enforcers,
and it boiled onto the street. Nothing was thrown, no punches, but. It was a big commotion, and there was like 20 of us just what is going on?
I remember,
What is going on?
Because remember, it started at the back of that back patio, and I remember we're all sitting down, and I was sitting next to Felice, and he was playing one of the songs that he used to just relentlessly play over and over.
Felice Navidad?
He used to fall in love with one song for a whole year. I remember, and he'd just repeat it, and we wouldn't like hear anything else. And we were just sitting there, and everyone was sitting there watching it. No one was really doing anything, just letting the two alphas go at it. The only person that stood in between them, and he was getting pushed around quite a bit, was our strength and conditioner, Dan DePasqua.
He was trying to stop it.
He was going, "Oh, come on, boys, let's all be full of love. Let's go." He's
the best bloke.
He's the nicest man. He's the best bloke in the world. Unbelievable strength and conditioner as well, as good as they come. Yeah. And he's in there, and everyone loved him. So he thought, "Oh, they won't push me around. I'll get in between them." And they were just pushing him around like literally like he was a little kid.
Fuck off!
Yeah. Oh, he was funny.
It was a good time.
Run us through the cows. What's the cow in comparison? Like I talk about that camaraderie there. I imagine the Cowboys would be quite similar.
We're obviously it's like a big, drinking social community a bit up there. And I guess the Cows have always embraced the locals in that way. Like, and everything's 20 minutes away. So you live 20 minutes from everyone. Yep. So if there's a shindig happening and that, like most people are turning up. Most people are coming. And so we're all together, all doing that.
Well, I went up and visited you this year, and like your squad is tight. Yeah. Like it was a lot of good blokes. Yeah. Like so, when you have a good squad and you want to hang around each other, you want to have a beer together.
Yeah.
If you're going to go away, right, and you had to pick three of the Cowboys players to go away with, to have a good time,
have a good time,
Dad, have a good time. Who do you take?
To have a good time, I'm taking Tommy Dearden.
I love Tom Dearden.
Love Tom Dearden. The
little Jack Russell.
Yeah, no fuss about him. Just get up. Oh, we're doing this. We'll have a beer here. Yes, sweet. Probably Carl Lawton.
Lordo.
Cooper's man.
Yeah, probably Lordo. Just organizer. Can get just does that, and also no fuss and good dude, and
just a good bloke.
Who's last? Who am I taking last? It's Griffin Neem.
Oh yeah,
can
Gryffindor
can match it with the best of them. The big white, the big white rhino. I think he's the white rhino.
He is the white rhino. He's I've heard. Yeah, when I went up and visited you, and I had some appearances at the Mad Cow. Gryffindor. His face is basically on the door. Griffin Neem. He's the face of the Mad Cow.
Top 5 spender.
Yes.
That's a lie.
He's got the VIP.
Carlton Hess and Jake Clifford were at ones in their 20s days. They were like top 5 spenders at Mad Cow.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Great place.
Yeah,
mate, anyone going up to Townsville, the nightlife there is great. And the Mad Cow, it's a great for a beer. You always have fun up
when
there.
the Cowboys first come into the comp drinking, when they come in 95, you go up for an away game. And when you get a city that was just hanging to get into the NRL, and suddenly they've got themselves a team, and every time, like the away teams would go, they'd be feted like heroes, on their own. Yeah. So mate, you get off the plane, and there were blokes who represented all the nightclubs and bars standing on the tarmac with free tickets, just giving free tickets to you for after the game. Like honestly, you get up there, mate. The game was like secondary. You just sit there going, mate, get this 80 minutes out of the way. It is sensational.
Win or lose out,
mate. We had trouble winning up there like quite a bit because we weren't we went up there and tried to play our style of football, really open and move the ball around, and we weren't ready for the conditions. Like, because it was so hot and the ball ended up being really slippery. Later on, we worked out, mate, just get up there and do less. Just keep getting repeat sets and try to burn them out.
Yeah.
But do you remember the time Fletch and I interviewed you blokes and there was a push-up competition?
Yeah.
Mate, Tommy Dearden went down and I remember your media bloke just goes, mate, he'll smash this. You watch this. And, mate, we almost had to stop him. Say, right, no, that's enough. Right? Whereas some of the other players, I remember Dylan Brown, it was hilarious. Dylan Brown did pretty good. But every push-up, he whinged all the way through. Oh, mate, my back's a bit sore. Oh, this is really tough. How long have we got to and just go, I said, mate, you're doing pretty good. But Dearden was just boom, boom, boom.
Mentally tough.
Yeah.
That, like, 9 weeks, won't run, won't do anything, come back, run the Bronco, the 1.2
He the
test.
fittest up there?
A young kid actually beat him this year, and I reckon like he's that competitive. So he lost his 1.2 record up there. It was like this young kid Zach Hertigan beat him by a second, but like and this Hertigan can run, but Tommy doesn't run at all. So he comes back after Chrissy after playing for Australia, runs a 4.25, gets done by a second, burning. But he's burning. He didn't he didn't say anything, but like Jordan McLean would like throw little jabs, and he burnt about losing that time. So. Obviously, he's on the Ashes tour now, but I'm expecting Tommy to maybe run a few times in the off-season and come back and get his record back.
That's pretty impressive to see. Like, it's 4.25. That you're flying anyway.
Flying.
I'm 4.31, and I am like
You're fit.
dead horse. I'm on the ground. Like next drill, I'm out. I can't do it. But he just walked around like this after he's done it. Oh yeah, that was tough.
Yeah,
that was tough.
So I spoke to one or two of the Tigers.
You reckon?
One or two of the Tigers blokes. I was chatting to them. Told me Lachlan Galvin. It's insane how fit he is.
4.16 or something.
Yeah, insane.
Mate, there's not much of him.
But mate, that's but mate, like that's it. Yeah, I said it's insane. Like,
he's built like
I've never seen anything like it.
He's built like a Kenyan marathon runner. Looks like he could absolutely run all day.
Yeah,
literally.
Hey, mate, we've taken up a lot of your time, but before you finish up, I want to ask you the Ashes tour at the moment. You've been thrown around a couple. You're 18th man in New South Wales previously. I mean, it's a red hot field for New South Wales as the number one. Is it still a dream for you?
100%.
Representative jersey?
100%. Yeah, definitely. I think. I mean, yeah. Obviously, this year didn't have the best season consistency wise. So,
gee, I thought you were pretty bloody. I thought you were pretty good.
Yeah. It probably just had a few. Every game probably had a few. I thought I had a few bad things happen that was detrimental to us. But yeah, definitely still is a dream. Obviously, there is a lot of great players in that one position from New South Wales. So, yeah, look, just got to probably start fast next year in Vegas. So yeah, get off. Start play well, and then I mean, obviously, Teddy's killing it at the moment, and him and Dill obviously are probably the top two, and then there's a few of us below, but yeah, definitely still want to play it.
The team, just finally, the team. I watch it, the side sometimes, Drinky, and it frustrates me so much because I look at the team and I go, that's a team that can win the competition. What is the thing that's holding us back? What's letting you down? What aspect?
It's probably just everyday consistency, I reckon, day-to-day life with a lot of us, probably more of the younger boys. And then you see on the field, we're so inconsistent. And I guess that probably it just comes back to your week leading up to it, training or your off-field stuff and what you're doing, and then your mental prep, I guess. But, yeah, we're a team that, when you have short turnarounds and you can't train as hard, we struggle with those sessions. Like, we need to be intense training.
Yeah, right.
We play really well after we've had an intense session, but they obviously can't do that every week. So we need to find that balance and be good. If it's a low session,
you carry that through.
We can.
That's really interesting.
And we talk about it a lot. We try and change it. We talk about it so much.
It's easier said when when your body's wrecked after a short turnaround.
We can't. Yeah. So that's probably that's what's holding us back.
You're so brilliant with the football. If you could work on if your defence elevated to the point that you could defend the errors, which invariably will happen, then mate, is the top four.
Yeah, they're 100%. Because obviously you've got to throw the ball around a bit in your own half these days. You can't just truck it out. I mean, unless you obviously Penrith do it pretty well with their back five, but you got to be able to move the ball and I guess get over halfway to kick the ball in a good position. So yeah, I mean, we need to start defending our errors a lot better.
Let's finish on a positive, right? What's your favourite song, Drinky?
Favorite song at the moment? It's a really good question. Jack asked me this, and I just always come back to "Lips of an Angel" by Hinder.
Oh,
bit of a depressing song.
About
bad morals, but
before
it just comes back to that.
We'll sing it to finish, all of us. But let's give a little shout out as well. Players Golf Club. Your
Yeah.
golf.
Yeah.
You got a golf brand.
Yes, we have a golf
I don't
brand.
want to not plug.
Yeah,
it.
well, yeah, we have a
'Cause
golf brand.
we've got the merch on.
We had our golf day yesterday, actually.
Yeah, good.
Players, the club champs, the first ever individual Stableford. A fella from Mount Druitt. I think his name was Leon. Oh, no, Matt. Matt won it. No, he's not Leon. Matt won it. He won an e-bike.
Get out.
Yeah, Amps Bros e-bike.
Piss off.
Amps Bros they gave it an e-bike, so he won it, hit 40-something points off 31. So.
Get out.
Mount Druitt, mate, is sports capital of the world now.
Yep.
Tell you what,
UFC fighters, great
If-
rugby league
If
players.
you want to hold on to it,
So-
I'll tell you what, that e-bike, you want to chain that thing up because they're hot demand. They get stolen a lot, e-bikes.
Really?
I remember Kalen Ponga lost his one. He got stolen out of his garage.
Kurt Mann stole it.
Yeah. I think
hit it in the toilet.
pretty sure Lachlan Lewis stole it. Lachlan Lewis.
Just finally, you want this? You want it?
It's covered in spew, mate.
No, it's not. No. You want it?
I think it looks good on you.
Okay. No
All right,
worries.
let's to round out. Ready? Lips of an angel. All of us together. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Honey, why you calling me so late?
I don't know the
I
song.
guess it's kind of
Hard to talk right now.
Well,
My girl's in the next room. Sometimes
you don't know it.
I
You have a head
wish
full of
it
shit. You don't
was
know
you.
this
I
song.
know it.
After all,
I
what
don't
a,
guess
Lips of an
we-
angel.
what a waste of knowledge.
Facilities.
Do you remember the Addy Dassler story and you don't know Lips
As
of
you
an
said,
Angel?
mate, the
Algeria.
chip is full.
Oh, thanks, Drinky.
Thank you. Thanks
we
for
love
having
you.
me.
You're a
Good on you, Drinky.
You're a good friend and an even better player.
All right, thank you.
Players Golf Club.
Thank you.
Excellent, mate.